Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. This is the card I have to share with you today. It's this gorgeous, very monochromatic, simple thank you card, and this is actually the Poppy Moments dies. So let's make another one together and I'll show you how I did this one. It's a very easy tutorial, so let's get started. I've done a bit of die cutting to save us some time, and this is the Poppy Moments die here. And as you can see, I've done quite a bit of die cutting already, so I'm going to get my silicone mat out so we can stick. And I've cut the backs of our flower using some vellum, and then I've cut the front of the flower out using basic white cardstock, and then I've got black for the flower centres. So this is our first piece, so let's set those dies aside. And all you're going to do is just fit it around until you, well, there we go, I got it the first time round, just like that. And then I just open this up like a book, like that. Now you want to put some glue on here. Now you want to be very careful with your glue because you don't want a lot. So I'm going to put a little bit in the centre here. And then I'm just going to put very gently amounts here, and the other way to do it is just to put a bit of glue here on the center on your mat, and then just take your finger and just wipe it over the areas you want it, and then it's not going to go anywhere else except there. Just makes those areas sticky. You could also use some adhesive sheet, but I like to use wet glue because it gives me a tiny amount of wriggle room if I don't get things properly lined up, just like you saw, just as you saw there. And then down, and just leave that aside to dry. So I'm going to bring in our small flowers now on the same thing. Make sure you get the right orientation. Open it up like a book. And now we need a bit more glue, and I'm going to do the same thing here. This is when the silicone mat is really useful. And just a bit of glue. Using my finger. Fingers can be ever so useful. We have so many fancy tools in the craft room that we forget that fingers actually can do a lot of jobs really well. And then just turn this over and use a non-sticky finger to press it down just gently, just like that. Okay, and if you have a wipe to wipe your fingers on in between, that's really useful. So let's bring in our last one here. Get the orientation, we do. Open it up like a book. And sometimes you don't need as much glue as you think you do. I think sometimes, certainly new craft, if you're a new person, I notice when I'm teaching new crafters, they tend to have this tendency to want to glue things down within an inch of its life, and it doesn't need it. So set that aside. Clean your hands of any glue you've got on them. I'm just going to do that quickly, just rub off actually. And I'll bring in my first piece, my bigger piece, and I've got here a piece of black, as I said, and I'll decide how I want my poppy to look, I think like that. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, a dab, a dot. On here, and then I'm just going to put that in the centre, like that. We're going to have two small pieces here, that's two small flowers. I'm also going to just use this. And for this I'm actually going to bring my sticky pickup tool. Because I'm scared I'm not going to get the glue in the right place, I'm just going to put a dot in the centre of each flower here, as you can see on the basic white. And then I'm just going to use my take your pick tool. I'm going to use this side, the sticky pickup side. Just put this. Just can get that very straight where you want, something like that. Okay, so let's set that aside for now and bring in our card base, which is basic white, and this is standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And then I've got a piece here of designer series paper, and this is the black and white designer series paper, and this measures 14.35 centimeters by 10. And I'm going to use the dark side, the grey and black side. So I really love all these dots, they just look so cute. So I'm going to put that down there. Okay, and now we're going to arrange our flower on the front. Well, actually no, let's do some stamping. Let that dry for a bit longer and do a little bit of stamping. Okay, this is the stamp set we're going to use, Go To Greetings, and we're going to use the sentiment that says thank you here. And we're just going to stamp on a piece of basic white cardstock that's here. And so let's stamp thank you. I'm trying to get things straight if at all possible. There we go. Okay, and now we're just going to cut this out using our trimmer. And as you've seen my videos before, I tend to just eyeball this. I don't actually measure a specific measurement. I tend to just go with the flow. Maybe a little bit more off the top, just a tad. Yeah, that will do perfectly. Okay, so let's stick this down on our card and then we can arrange our flowers. So let's put this in the far corner here. And then let's maybe put this somewhere here in the centre, and I'm just going to use a tiny amount of glue, trying to get it sort of even from either side as I can. I think that's going to have to do. It looks pretty even just like that. And then we're going to just arrange all the flowers again somewhere in the centre. Just using very little adhesive just in the centre, so I'm using and hiding all my adhesive underneath that white. Okay. yeah, that will do. And there is our card. So finishing touches, I've got here some rhinestones. So let's use maybe one of this large one here in the centre here, and use one of these smaller ones. There, just for some little bit of bling. So they're the cards. I hope you liked them. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you want more information about the cards, as I said, it's all on the blog post on my website. And the links to that and all my social media links, including the link to my Facebook group where I host a monthly online card club. It's all in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.